Tab sent us an email this weekend as well, and he says, I have patches of horsetail around my pond. How do I get rid of it? I've sprayed it with weed killer, and now I'm even burning it with a blowtorch.
Yeah, the horsetail is one of the real all-time toughies. It's a tremendous perennial with a tremendous root system for perennial.
Yeah.
You could probably find, because of the soils are real moist along there, you could probably find roots that are down feet rather than just inches.
And out 150
And most
feet.
of the weed killers don't work on it because it just doesn't move down to the root system very well. So what the experts will say usually, and I'm not sure I'd want to do this around a pond. I think I might kind of let it, kind of be there. But some of the experts would say cut it in early spring, cut it down close, and be careful that the spores and try to do it before the spores are developing on the ends. And then you can paint some Roundup on the actual stems that are exposed, but you will have to do that repeatedly for a couple, 3 times until the root system is totally depleted. But I'm not even sure that I would want to do that next to my pond.
I've heard people in what I'll call our agricultural community, various crops and so on, that speak to it being many hundreds of feet as well as deep. It runs, and it's a crop spoiler in some cases.
Yes, right, and it's not a bad looking weed. It's kind of a pretty, the way that the fluff comes up on the shoots, and has like a bamboo like stem.
Yep.
It almost seems like it's hollow. It's a very primitive plant. It's more like a fern, but it's not really a fern.
It bears some old-fashioned names. Most of them are spelled in 4-letter words.
Well, because it's poisonous to livestock.
Yes.
So if you had it in along an area where you got the cattle going in and getting water, they won't eat it because they figured that out.
Yep.
What to eat and what not to eat. And it's just not a nice one.
Well, it is one that I say it in jest, of course, but it's one of those where I tell people to consider calling a realtor. You just pass it along to somebody else.
Well, and with today with the internet, you'll be able to look it up and find out what some people have suggested. Some people have always said, put black plastic over top of it to smother it. But there's other folks say definitely don't do that because it creates a moist condition underneath it, which it really likes, and then it continues to spread.
Yep.
And you don't have enough black plastic to cover once it starts to creep out the edge.
Yeah, well, and as I say, I mentioned that in jest, but I know that it is an evil that is very difficult to manage in home locales as well as along streams and out into fields and so on. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for him on this one.